If I drew this 1 year ago, I check it out. And that's because I had a purist mentality where lines should be straight and art should be representational. Loose sketching is one of those things that people will go into a gallery and they see and they're like, my child can do this, my dog can do this. But in reality, it's a lot more difficult than it seems, and it takes a little bit of planning. Wait, now all I can think about is, can my dog draw? In this video, I will show you how I approach loose sketching in a way that you can pick up right away. If you don't already know me, my name is Karan, and I've been an artist, a photographer, and a designer in Toronto for over 15 years now, and I'm here to help you become a future artist. And who knows, after this video, maybe someone will describe your work as something that their dog can do. To follow along, grab a pen or a fine liner and 2 markers. I'll need you to grab a yellow, and I'll need you to grab a red. And let's go to the desk and draw. Before my pen even touches the paper, I draw a thumbnail. It may seem like a chore, but I guarantee you it will save you a huge headache and a wasted page from your expensive sketchbook. Looking at the photo, I know exactly what I want to focus on. I want the viewer's eyes to go between the CN Tower on the right, the yellow tree in the foreground, and the flag right above it. I don't care about the other buildings, I don't care about the cars, the people, the street signs, none of that. This is the beauty of thumbnailing. You plan exactly what you want to sketch, and there's no guesswork when you're actually drawing. That looks good to me. What did that take, like 20 seconds? The first thing I want to do is draw the CN Tower, because that is the focal point of my composition. I'll start with the radio tower on top, then move down towards the base. I'm being very loose with my line work, because remember, this is a quick sketch. This is something perfect for vacation. This is a technique perfect for when you're on location. I'm not too worried about details here. I just want to get the basic structure down, and then I'll move on. Just going to move on to the building towards the right, and this will frame in the CN Tower a little bit. Same with the buildings on the left. I'm just adding some loose detail, really just starting to frame my subject a little bit. I'm loosely following along with the photo, but I'm not getting bogged down into any details. I'm letting the pen define the energy of the sketch. This is the flag. This will be the second focal point of the sketch. Just putting a little bit of detail in there, nothing too specific. I'm really only focusing on where I want the details to go. As you can see, I'm not drawing any cars or any street signs or anything like that. I'm really only putting the detail where it needs to go, where I want the viewer's eyes to eventually go when I'm done with the sketch. I'll put some detail in the columns right now because this is where the eyes will go. The flag is right above it, and in the future you'll see the autumn tree right below it. Once again, I'm being very loose, I'm being very quick with this. It's more so about capturing the energy of the location than any real detail. But I'm making sure to hit all the main parts, so it's still semi-representational of the actual scene. As you probably noticed, I'm not spending a lot of time in any one area. I'm actually moving around the composition fairly quickly. This allows my line work to be a little bit more energetic, a little bit looser, and a lot less structured. Instead of really defining windows, I just use little scribbles, little dots, little scratches, and when you pull yourself away from the images, it really comes together. Just a couple little scratches here for the windows, nothing major. The CN Tower here is my main focal point, so what I'm going to do is just go back and make these lines a little bit more solid and a little bit more defined. Now that the base line work is out the way, I'm going to add some color. Let me know if you can tell how many different coloring techniques I use here. There are three places that I'll add color. The first is behind the CN tower, and I'll use a glazing technique and broad strokes just to really get the impression of the sunset. The second place where I'll add color is the tree in the foreground, and I'm not going to use broad strokes in this one. I'll actually use dots and dashes to be a little bit more expressive so I can really capture the life of this tree, which is one of the main focal points of the sketch. I'm going left, I'm going right with the dots and dashes. I don't want to be too structured. And then now I'll just go in with the glaze to kind of fill in those blanks. Now that the base of the tree is done, I'll switch back to my pen so I can start drawing the details of the branches and the tree trunk. If you've watched my video on drawing autumn trees, you'll know exactly what I'm doing here. I'll define the tree trunk and the base of the tree a little and the branches at the bottom, but when it comes to those branches on the top, I'm just going to put little dashes here and little dots there to kind of show them behind and around the leaves. I don't want to draw the branches on top of it because that'll just look fake and it'll look too structured and it wouldn't be as expressive as I'm hoping for. I'll use the red marker very sparingly here. I don't want to add too much of it, but I really want to use it to pull out those accents and really start to bring the sketch to life. So a lot of dots, a lot of dashes, a lot of space in between, nothing too structured, everything very random. I want to keep this energetic, I want to keep this loose. I'll add some detail here, some detail there, some thick bits of color. And I'll go in and I'll get this flag. Very loose. Put a little red in the CN tower, put a little red behind where the sunset is. And the last step of this urban sketch is to really just frame the composition. Nothing special here, nothing crazy. Just use dots and dashes to draw a little square. You can be a little bit expressive with it. As you can see, the CN tower falls outside of it. The buildings fall outside of it. It's just a little bit of fun here. The secret weapon to that 5-minute sketch, you know, the one that'll make sure that you're not wasting your precious minutes, well, that's called thumbnailing. And this video will show you exactly how to draw exceptional sketches in half the time using thumbnailing. But you saw me draw from a photo and not on location. Does that make me a cheater? Well, that really depends on who you ask. Check out this video and let me know your thoughts afterwards.